All right, so we got one game in the books. Boogs taking the L there. Joke going up 1-0 in group play. On the other side of the group play here, we're talking about two club winners in Pavan, who was the 2019 club champion, and the 2020 club champion in Volterax. I'll focus in on Volterax at first, user, because this is a guy that when I talked to him last night, he told me straight up he really has not been playing the game that much, partly because he didn't want to let too much out of the bag. I want to get your take. Do you agree with that strategy overall to kind of sort of not play too many games, not get burned out, but also kind of, I just worry a little bit about the rust?
I mean, I've never been that good of a player to where I just don't have to play and to be able to relax. Now, I've seen players like Joke and Mo, and Vogt might be one of them, but me personally, I'm not that good. I need the reps. You know, my fingers are too old. I need the reps. I got to get my fingers warmed up. I need to be playing at least for 2 to 3 days to make sure I got my mind acclimated for what I'm about to see on the field.
Let's switch over to Pavan here. This is a guy when, you talk about team construction, spent the 4th least on defense. His D-line in particular, he's got no one over 84 OVR on that D-line. But, man, he spent a ton on abilities for his Mike Vick. But, user, I want to get your take on basically Pavan over the LCQ. I thought has really emerged, and he seems to be much more comfortable with his gameplay coming into the Madden Bowl.
Yeah, definitely. Pavan's been on a roll, man. You know, he was already on a roll with the F&Fs, and then he made it through LCQ. He made LCQ look easy, let's be honest, man. His toughest game was the first game that he had with the doctor or the health assistant. I don't know. He had on a lab coat. I call him a doctor. But at the end of the day, Pavan, he looked real good. He's looked real good. His offense is flowing. His Vick is maxed out. He has Hot Route Master, the identifier, escape artist. He has everything you need. And Vick, to me, is always the fastest and best quarterback. And, you saw RG3. I don't think RG3 has that same gear as Vick. And we're about to see Pavan really put Vick on display out here with the playmaker that he has on the receivers. Pavan's offense has really been flowing.
This is an interesting note that I got from Pavan last night. He told me that in the early part of this MCS season, he just could not stop the run. He got popped repeatedly over and over. And a lot of that, he said, was the fact that he just wasn't comfortable with his offense either. So when he was labbing it up, he spent so much of his practice time on offense, he kind of neglected the run side. But over the last month, he's been very comfortable with his offense, meaning he's been able to put a lot more lab time into that run defense. He feels so much better about his run defense. User, I'll throw it to you. From what you have seen from Pavan's gameplay over the last month, do you agree with that assessment that he has improved dramatically in that run defense?
Yeah, he has improved in his run defense. I talked to him last night. I asked him about his roster. He was the only guy that was saying, hey, man, I like my team. I feel good with my lineup. I really wouldn't change anything, And it's obvious, like, he wasn't thinking about the lineup because y'all saw in LCQ, he must have been watching W's podcast. I see he got the belt set up on display now. He got the hat set up on display. So if y'all know W podcast, he was getting on these guys about, if you're a belt winner, show off your trophies in the background. So obviously, Pavan really wasn't worried about his lineup. He said, let me make sure I got everything ready for the lights today. And he looked like he's ready to play.
All right, let's take a look at some of the defensive playbooks here for the Madden competitors in the Madden Bowl. Most folks have gone with the Dolphins. 7 there. That's the most popular defensive playbook among the Madden Bowl. The Ravens, just one. That one player is going to be Volterax. What do we know about the Ravens' defensive playbook there, user?
Well, the Ravens' defensive playbook, they don't have that 1-4-6. That's why everybody's using the Dolphins. But they do have, in that big dime package, or is it the 2-4-5? So that's what, I'm thinking that's what Vota's going to use. Maybe he has something up his sleeve, but I'm not too sure because at the end of the day, that's not the meta defensive book. Everybody usually runs, the Jets or the Dolphins. So, I know you have 4-4 in the Ravens, but I don't think he's going to be bringing out 4-4. Maybe he has that for Joke, because 4-4 now people have learned to make a couple adjustments for the run. But he has a bunch of plays, a bunch of defensive formation that's not normally in the Dolphins. So that's why he's going to be bringing something different to the table just like he did in the clubs, man.
we flip side and take a look at the offensive playbooks for the competitors in the Madden Bowl. And most folks using the Raiders, got a lot of the West Coast playbooks in there as well. Just one Patriots, one Ravens playbook. But let's take a look at what Pavan is doing. He's running that West Coast offense. And what do we know of the offensive playbook there? Raiders and West Coast, very, very similar, obviously.
Yeah, Raiders and West Coast, man, they're like a creative book, man, this year. You have all the formations. If you're going to run the ball, you're going to be using the Raiders. If you're going to come out there and bunch, you're going to be using West Coast. Yes, you see that one Ravens book, that's just because of clear out. Clear out ain't worth it, man. Go to West Coast like everybody else. Run the wide receiver cross. You know, run the the fork play that they got out of there. That's what everyone's running out of West Coast. Then, you know, you always got the far near that you can get the dive that's real tough to stop with the fullback dive. West Coast and Oakland Raiders, man, they are easily the best offensive books this year.
You know, in speaking with Volterax, he believes that this game against Pavan could potentially be a high-scoring one. Why? Well, because he believes that he could just run roughshod all over Pavan's run defense, but acknowledges the fact that Pavan is a special offensive player. This one could be a high-scoring affair, at least in the mind of Volterax. User, in your mind, how do you see this game playing out?
It could be because, you know, Vo already has some crazy stick. Y'all saw the play that he did for the Snickers moment of the year. Now he has human joystick on his running back. I'm like, yo, this is going to be crazy. So I really want to see the type of stick work that Vo is going to display. You know, one time I was talking kind of deranged. I was out my mind. We was out at dinner out there in San Fran. I said, I think I got just as good as run stick as Vo. And that was before he did that play before half. But at the end of the day, I was like, oh, no, his run stick is on a completely different level. I saluted him, and it's the reason why he has that belt.
Hey, there you go. All right, so we're talking about two club champions going head-to-head. 2019 club champion on your left in Pavan. 2020 club champion on your right in Volterax. To get you the game for the first time, we welcome in Josh Lewin and three-time MCS belt winner Michael Skimbo. Gentlemen, take it away.
James, thank you very much. And you're right, belt winner's about to battle, but 3 belts by that man right there, Michael Skimbo. And educate the noob, if you would, a little bit, please, Skimbo. Why is it that this particular event, it feels like the Masters, like a green jacket is going to be slipped onto somebody? Do I have that right or do I have that wrong?
No, you have it right. Even though it's not worth the most money, there's still a lot of money available, but also the next tournament is until next Madden. So you get to go the whole summer into the next Madden saying, I'm the best in the world. There's not another tournament for someone else to win or look after. We all have to sit there and we have to wait till the new Madden comes out. So the champion of this tournament, he just gets to swag out for a couple months.
Well, and it's fascinating, this particular matchup. You got one guy who drives the bus, one guy who goes airmail on you. When we talk about Pavan and Volterax, Pavan's in the air, and round the wheels on the bus go for Volterax. He's just going to pound it.
Yeah, I mean, it's two completely different styles. I mean, if you're a runner, do you pull for the runner? Because they say the run is dead, and I swear Volterax was going to try to pass coming into this tournament, but I think he heard the whispers and he wanted to show, you know, he can still run the ball at a high level and win another belt.
Well, yeah, we just saw a joke run crazy with Gale Sayers. He had Tress Way at quarterback, and he ended up winning that game by 16 points. So as we dive into this one, and I'm fascinated about who gets the jump on whom, it's going to be those Arizona Cardinals that are being repped here by Volterax kicking it away. And as always, it's Pavan with the Raiders. The Raiders have known no other belt winner when you talk about the clubs. And as we look inside the mind of 19-year-old Pavan, this is a guy who's already in his 6th EA major, made it to the Elite 8, if you will, of Madden Bowl last year. He lost to Drini. You see that belt, though, that he's rocking on the bedspread? I like that. That's coming right out there. That's 12 pounds of premium Herman Oak cowhide leather resting on the bedspread. 150 grand or so in MCS career earnings already. And as we take you a little deeper inside Pavan, what are you looking at for abilities here?
Well, if you watch the LCQ, you know all about this Michael Vick. He's the ultimate quarterback. A lot of people want to sit in the pocket with Hot Route Master. Well, not only can he do that, he can also use his escape artist and get busy with the quarterback when the pocket is collapsing. And then with his wide receivers, you guys all know about that Torrey Holt with that playmaker, and you have him with those abilities so he'll run the routes better with John Ross, and they'll be able to catch the ball in traffic. But also on defense, in a group that has 2 runners, he has 1 defensive ability, and it's Ed Reed with a secure tackler. And for Playbook, the West Coast offense, as you guys know, and Dolphins defense.
We're going to see that Ed Reed for Volterax, too. So much gets made of his run game, and obviously this latter record, which is just ridiculous. 273-10. Looks like a typo, but that is absolutely right. And yeah, of course, we'll talk about his run game, but that defense is spectacular. As we go through the abilities, what do you like?
Well, that's all you're going to see on abilities. I remember when he won 100K with Chris Johnson, I said, man, that Chris Johnson's good. He texted me, I can't wait for Bo Jackson to come out. So he has this human joystick. Look for him to get busy. And that Troy P is going to be sick with that lurker. And also Raiders playbook on defense, is gonna be, or on offense, he's going to run the ball, and then Ravens on defense.
He's got a collection of Hall of Fame safeties and corners as part of that Ravens defense. Let's do this thing. And again with Volterax, you got a porterhouse steak backfield. You got a bag of Doritos out wide is pretty much what you're talking about. No receivers of note. Pavan, he goes quite the other way, and he's got the ball first. He's got Ross, he's got Cribbs, he's got that Torrey Holt piled high with abilities. Now Michael Vick, 99 grade, finds Kellen Winslow out in the flat. Kellen Winslow was a big player for Pavan in the LCQs.
He was, and that's one of my keys to the game. So you're going to be looking on defense. Bolt is famous for this 3-3-5 normal on defense. I thought the key to the game was really getting your tight end involved, because these wide receivers, it's going to be hard for them to get open.
Well, here's Vic going scramble mode, throwing on the run, and that is, with the user lurk, look at that. Troy P gets in there and takes it away.
I mean, I don't know if Pavan knew the abilities that Bolt has, but that Troy P, I mentioned him, he has lurker. That means he's going to get the best animations you can get in the game on making a play on the ball. For some reason, he tested him off the bat, and Troy P just snagged it out of the air. If that's a linebacker without lurker, that's not a pick.
So the golden ticket, Troy Polamalu picks the golden ticket, Michael Vick, in the battle of the 99s right there. And yeah, Volterax, we mentioned, he's not just about the run game. He's about great defense. And it's Eli Manning who will be his quarterback. That's a 10-cap quarterback. And again, Joke just ran a punter out there as a quarterback. It worked out fine. And Bo knows going down right there. Jackson trying to turn the corner. He lost a yard.
Well, you know, we're playing salary cap here. This is an ultimate team, so you really have to build a team. And that's so great to see going back on defense for Bolt. You're spending a bunch of cap on a lurker ability that some think is a waste. Your second play of the game is a game-changing pick, just about. I know it's early, but anytime you get a stop in Madden because the game is so short, it's huge. And it's just so nice for him to probably think, all right, I put lurker ability, it worked, let's keep playing.
A lot of pre-snap motion here. And again, running that Raiders offense, pretty much standard issue for Volterax of late. Bo Jackson trying to turn the corner, gets tripped up. And, you know, you made a great point, Skimbo, when you talk about how great that CJ2K was for Volt as he won himself a belt, to just kind of discard him. You know, I mean, it's all about what do you do for me lately and currently, I guess.
Right, and I live that way too. I say you cannot have pride in these players. My friend Dubby has too much stupid pride in certain players. I tell him it doesn't matter. It's always the next man up. He hit this. Bo Jackson came out, and it's the next man up, and he's running dive here, looking to bounce outside, spin move. Great defense. He's going to punt the ball here 100%.
I mean, Volt's email, Skimbo, includes the tag CJ2K the GOAT. I mean, it's right there embedded in his email, and it's like, nah, next. Because the Bo Jackson card I like a little better.
I mean, honestly, why not just end on a good note as a champion? Retire as a champion. Hey, you know, I won a belt. I won 100K with you. You've done your duty. It's Bo Jackson's turn. You know, he's the next one up.
How about the product placement, though, for Pavan? He's got that belt. First, he had it on his bed. It's right over his shoulder now, making sure that everybody watching knows that he's got that belt. 2 more, and he's got the Skimbo total of 3.
Let's not go there. I got a couple people in this tournament I don't know if I want to see winning. As we're back in this bunt with the crossing route should be open. He throws it. Ooh,
Yes.
I think he got his feet in bounds. I mean, he just had all day right there, but that's not going to be a common theme.
Wake up.
That was Lattimore back in coverage as we're about halfway through this first quarter. And the biggest plays so far, the Troy Polamalu pick. Got Cribbs out wide to the left, and that's going to be a guy you see a lot of in this tournament. Vic slings it and hits Winslow right in the hip with it. Winslow toddling out of bounds.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going to get mad saying he didn't get his feet in bounds, but I'm telling you, us pro players, we understand that we need to click on and swerve up the field so we get our momentum going up. Like, yes, you can blame Madden, but I think the biggest thing about being a good Madden player is blaming yourself before you blame Madden, and I swear, I know he did that.
Well, Volt again turns up the heat. Pavan is always looking to throw. I mean, it's straight out of the Michael Skimbo playbook here. My boy Skimbo in last year's Madden Bowl tournament, 1,532 passing yards, 200 more than anyone else. Pavan, in a perfect world, would give that a go here, but he draws a really tough defense right out of the chute.
Right, and we got this flip bunch formation. He's going to try to catch him off guard with a quick snap when he motions over.
That's Holt in the slot. Vic with that escapability. And Michael Vick down the sidelines is tripped up from behind. Almost took it all the way. That's an actual Arizona Cardinal draft pick, and Isaiah Simmons wearing 11 that got him by a shoelace.
Tremendous pocket. Like I said, he's the ultimate quarterback with golden ticket. He could put any route on the field, but like right there, he has great pocket, and you notice no one's going to be open. He has that ability to take off, and he almost outran the whole entire defense. He's lucky. You know, Volt's lucky it's the end of the year, and he has double sprint where everyone's about 99 speed. If it was about 4 months ago or whatever, he would have been gone.
Winslow on that dive. And yes, that is a Hall of Fame caliber tight end who's just asked to tote the rock here. Pavan actually got into the end zone with Kellen Winslow 5 times in his 3 LCQ wins last week.
Yes, very smart. And right there, the reason why he did is because his wide receivers were gassed and just wanted to give them a break and just do a waste play. But it's great when a waste play for 4 yards.
No way, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Vic always picked by Shazier. Ryan Shazier, you've got another Pittsburgh Steeler making a play for Volterax. Troy Polamalu got it done, and now Shazier.
This is probably going to be a really bad comparison, but just stand with me here. So he playmakered him. It's a timing. He thought he would clear right here. Well, we're still in offense, but he thought he would clear. It's like a DB jumping a curl route. He just jumps it. Well, his linebacker was there and just kind of stayed there and jumped it because it's a timing route. He has to trust that's going to be open before he gets sacked. However, he just threw it right in his lap.
In last year's Madden Bowl, there were a couple games where Drini had 5 picks in a single game. Here comes Volterax marching towards that. He's got 2 in a single quarter against a guy who does love to throw it in Pavan.
I've been there. Just ask my boy Spoto.
And yeah, 41-0 game. As Bo Jackson weaving his way back inside will take a tumble. And we're getting to see what Volterax can do with the stick. We've referenced that Snickers Play of the Year, that incredible move that he made a few months ago. I don't know if we'll see anything quite like that here in this one, but sometimes Volterax, when he just gets it revved up, running the football, you just kind of lean back and say to yourself, all right, what do we got here? What are we looking at?
Well, he's in complete control as a runner. You love this. You love these low-scoring games. He gets the ball at half. Stretch to the left. He might have it.
Gotta get out there.
Couldn't quite bull his way out of it. But Bo Jackson already has toted it 6 times. And it would not surprise you, I wouldn't think, right, Skimbo, if you're talking about a 20 to even 25 carry afternoon here for the great Bo Jackson.
Until he gets the job done. But I want to talk about one of Volt's abilities on offense. He has this Alex Mack center with identifier. That means if you right now we're seeing the offensive side of the ball. And if you don't have this ability, we would have no idea who Pavan's usering on. So right now he knows. That's why he has that ability. So if he catches him snapping, he'll quick snap him. But if he feels like it's not there, then he'll flip and do a bunch of stuff.
Clock is a friend of Volterax here as well as he churns forward with a little bit more. Bo Jackson. Vincent Edward Jackson, #1 overall pick out of Auburn back in '86.
Right, and I'm curious how Volt plays this. So you're in field goal range. He has one of the best kickers in Madden that's in Ultimate Team, and Zane. So I'm very curious. If I'm him, you're playing great defense, I would just run dive, because a stretch, you hand the ball off 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, you could risk a loss of about 4 yards and maybe out of field goal position. So I'm curious to see his next 2 play calls here, because he is in field goal position right now.
That's a great point with the Zane Gonzalez card, but he can get out there as his kicker. There is Jackson. He's got some room. Bo Jackson, inside, outside, inside, zigzag, touchdown! Bo knows the end zone, and Voltrex has the lead.
I'm telling you, it happened on defense. It's great when it works on offense. He's put all that cap in that human joystick, and it worked.
Well, we've seen a Gale Sayers touchdown blast, and we just saw a serpentine from Bo Jackson for our only other touchdown of the day so far. Remember, it was a 22-6 final in our first game, with Joke kicking 5 field goals and just getting the 1 touchdown. Our Snickers replay, Skimbo.
Yeah, you see him. He's found a sweet spot. The stretch left has worked 2 times now in that human joystick. He's going to go left. He's going to go right. He can go any way you could possibly want to steer that player, and it's a touchdown. Great play. Now he's getting back on defense and wants this Troy P that he's lurking with do work.
That was a perfect graphic that popped up there, too. A sticky replay indeed. That stick work, phenomenal. As Josh Cribbs will wrestle his way forward, and Michael Vick again finding some underneath stuff here. It's going to be a 2nd and 2.
Anytime you see an offensive player go into a backup formation, as a defensive player, I know you got to worry about some other stuff, but you already know that you're doing pretty good when you see someone already going to their backup offense. That's how bagged Pavan feels, and that's good by him. He's not stubborn. He's ready to switch it up, and he's about to mix in some stuff to try to catch Volt off guard.
He's got that Torrey Holt at his disposal here. Vick spinning away. Throwing on the run. Is Ross in bounds or not? No, he's not.
No, and it's great by him.
To that one on the sideline.
Yeah, if he could have playmakered him up. He caught Volt napping. Actually, Volt had a busted coverage. He had no zone over the top on that side. If he would have caught that, gone upfield, it could have been a big play. As you see a dump down for about 3 or 4 yards.
A good protection there, just kind of ladled underneath. And one thing about Pavan, if it gets to 3rd down, he converts about 46-47% of the time. That's best in this field. And that West Coast offense so good for that anyway, right? You're just looking to stick it for 6 or 7 most times, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah, but I love Pavan. I said this last time we commentated him. He's really good at taking underneath, and then getting you over the top. He just had Volt over the top 2 plays ago, but that Volt has spent so much cap, and not cap, but so much just overall on defense, where his players got home before he could get that ball over the top.
In Ultimate Team mode, you want speed at receiver, period. And that's what we got here with Pavan, who hits Holt for the 1st down.
Calm down, Pav.
Great play. Volt switched up his defense. Volt's been running this 3-3-5. I've noticed on big 3rd and 4th downs, Volt has really been sending the heat. I know he's going to think about next time and probably just come back in that 3-3-5 normal on defense.
And a battle of belt winners here. 2-minute warning in an exciting first half. Low scoring, but exciting. We've seen 2 picks from Volt already. And that sizzling touchdown run from Bo Jackson. Winslow able to spin right to midfield.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to go back to it. This is my key to the game. He's got to take this Winslow. I know we love max protect, and I get in a bad habit of it too. But anytime he's had Winslow on a route, he's had a good play.
Maybe out of bounds.
Vick throws it away. Couldn't get those speed guys open. And with Volterax, Skimbo, I mean, again, we don't mean to keep harping on it, but defense is a calling card. Doesn't really blitz that much. He just holds his ground and lets that all-pro collection he's assembled go to work.
Yeah, just that 95 overall. As you see that Winslow's on a route, be looking for the corner on the left side. Good play.
Threads it into Holt instead to move the chain. So Pavan methodically getting it down the field. And remember, you've got a guy that likes to put it in the air all the time in Pavan. He's still got a minute left in all of his timeouts.
Yeah, and he's got to do that. He's got to send out more routes.
That's a bad sack. Oh my God, that's a spy too.
That's a terrible sack, though. He's
Come on,
going to have
we
to
just
use
need
one of his
at least
timeouts. So
3.
right here, I mean, Volt's a runner. You got to get in field goal range. Volt's not the kind of guy to gamble on defense. You already caught him once and you couldn't get it. He's going to have zones back. He needs to take the underneath and get right back into field goal range.
Oh man, I'll take it.
Shazier almost had another one going the other way. And we need to point out that number 11 in the Arizona uniform, that's not Larry Fitzgerald. That's the rookie out of Clemson, Isaiah Simmons, and he has been very close to a couple of sacks here on Michael Vick. We're down to 53 seconds left in the half.
This is dangerous. This is very dangerous for Pavan. I know he's probably going to want a first down, but you can't take a sack because if you take a sack, you're out of field goal range.
Torrey Holt gets it close. This is interesting. You just take your 3 points here, Skimbo. It's 4th and 4. That's usually a makeable thing. I guess it will be a field goal.
Yeah, it's not interesting at all, honestly. You take your 3 here, you're struggling. I mean, the fact that he got 3 on that drive is an accomplishment. He gets back on defense, but here we go, right? Here's Volt. He's got this human joystick, Bo Jackson. He's got some of the best stick, maybe the best stick in all of America. And I know you guys are watching thinking I can run like that. No, this guy's won over $100,000 this year with stick work. So get ready. These next 3 plays, we might see some fireworks.
And once again, when you take a look at Volterax and his roster construction, the receiving core, it's nothing. It's not Jerry Rice and Marvin Harrison and Randy Moss. It's just, I want to run. And that's why. There he goes again. With that human joystick, he almost got free.
Oh, man, hold up, wait a minute. Oh, my goodness, you thought this half was over. There's no way. He's found a sweet spot. He loves his stretch left in this formation. If Volt finds something he likes, he is going to wear it out, as you see Pavan shifting his line to the left to help. Oh, man, and Volt's found something.
He tippy-toes to the sideline and still has 29 seconds left and a couple of timeouts. So field goal for sure. Do you get greedy? Do you get hungry? Do you want 6 instead of 3?
I mean, you get greedy every time being a runner because all you do is run. Like, what's not greedy? If you're a passer, you try throwing in the end zone, you might throw a pick. If you're Volt, you're just going to hand the ball off. And the worst thing that can do is a fumble. And with all the patches and tunings that's happened over this year alone, fumbles used to happen a lot. Fumbles don't even hardly happen anymore. That's why no one uses enforcer.
Eli Manning hands it off. Bo Jackson turns that corner again. And he has hip checked out of bounds. 120 yards already for Bo Jackson in the half. And you go back to what CJK did for Volterax in the Madden Club tournament. In that win over Drini in the final, 293 yards from his CJ2K.
Yeah, I mean, Volt's got great run plays, great run stick, and he's even smart. Like right now, you're thinking, oh, he's out of bounds. Why aren't you calling a play? He's only going to use Bo Jackson, so the stamina that he is trying to get back on this Bo Jackson to possibly get a touchdown is huge. And by the way, very smart to get out of bounds to save 2 timeouts as well.
Couple receivers out to the left, but they're just there as window dressing. It's going to be Bo Jackson again. He's already belted 1 home run in this game, and for those that don't know, he was quite the baseball player too as Bo Jackson. Actually hit 4 consecutive home runs at one point, 4 home runs and 4 at-bats when he played in the major leagues. See if he can hit 1 more out of the park right here to make it a 14-3 game at the half. And there is Bo Jackson with the spin. Bo Jackson home run! And Volterax does pad that lead just before the break.
I mean, I could have told you, but I did tell you, I mean, this guy has the best stick in America. I mean, did you not think he was going to put something together somehow with all those timeouts and Bo Jackson with human joystick? Just a perfect run to the right. Pavan tried to over-pursue, trying to tackle him inbounds. Spin move goes right up. Perfect blocking, perfect stick work. There's a reason why he's a $100,000 winner this year.
And that's why you say goodbye to CJ2K, I guess. Suddenly outdated for the moment when you've got that golden ticket, Bo Jackson, put the human joystick on him. Great offensive line that Volterax has in front of him, too.
It's the best you could possibly have, and he has the best defense you can possibly have. He's just going to rush 3. He's going to give up no deep bombs, and he's going to hope he gets a dumb pick. Pavan might throw a dumb pick right here to his Troy P.
Already 2 picks in this first half for Volt. Final play or no? Well, still a couple seconds left. And again, it's such a fascinating matchup here because all Pavan does is throw. All Voltrax does is run. So you know what you're going to get. And right now, it's the run guy over the pass guy by 11.
Yeah, there's just nothing open. Just throw it away. Let's go into the second half.
And regroup. So what can Pavan do here? I mean, what's up to get back in it?
Well, you're down 14-3, and Volt gets ball, and he's a runner, and he's going to chew the clock. And while chewing the clock, he might bust one for a touchdown. But I don't want to say it's too late because I really feel like Pavan should have wore out his tight end more. I feel like every time he went max protect, it just didn't work out for him. And it's easier said than done, but, you know, sometimes you just play into a trap.
14-3 score at the half. Our Battle of the Belt winners, and they are wired up for you. Audible at home.
Ooh, let's go, Vic. Vic ain't fumbling now. Let's go. Hype up, hype up. No way, man. No way he got bumped like that. Oh, make that tackle. He got bumped on that. All right, I gotta wake up.
Channel on YouTube for access to each and every match from the Madden Bowl 20. It is every match from this Madden Championship Series season. Subscribe as we update throughout the week during group play at the Bowl. The Madden Competitive Gaming YouTube channel is the official home for everything you need here. It's the Madden Competitive Gaming channel on YouTube, where Madden Competitive lives. Look at Volt. It's essentially 19-1 every time he plays 20 games here. Your ladder win percentage here, Skimbo, that's astounding.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of criteria in sports. They say, well, you must have 20 free throw shot or 20, you know, games played, blah, blah, blah. This guy probably has over 1,000 games played this year. And the fact that he has 96.5 winning percentage is almost unheard of.
He is a smooth criminal, too. This is not a guy that gets up and shouts, gets in your face. Very methodical. And as you pointed out, Skimbo, it's not the sexiest stuff. It's offensive line and defense. And Bo Jackson,
it is, and I got a couple
forward for a few more.
Yeah. And I got a couple things to say. First, I want to make a friendly bet with user, okay? I was watching the audio right there. I will bet like 1,000 or whatever that Volt doesn't even say a word when we get his audio. We won't hear a let's go, blah, blah, blah. But let me save this bet until the end. If he wins it all, the bet's out. Let me, you know, if he does something there. But from here on to if he wins, I bet you you guys don't get a word on him.
Well, since you're a baseball guy like I am, kind of off to the side, the old Vin Scully line about the guy who goes out and paints the town beige after he does something great, that's our boy Volt. I mean, he lets his stick do the talking here. He doesn't have to run his mouth. He's up 14-3 on a really good player here.
Right, and he's really found the stretch play to work. At first, he was running dive, dive, dive. He found a couple stretch plays. Like right there, that's actually the most emotion you'll get. He tilted his head up. Like if you want to see emotion for Volt, just watch him tilt his head because that's it. So he had a stretch right, almost had a touchdown, but that's about as much as you get. And as you see, cycling through these plays, really getting Bo Jackson juice back up. Don't be surprised if you see another stretch right, left, obviously, whatever here, because he has found something in this run D that he likes.
Skim, if he hits this first down, he could take this entire clock all the way through to the fourth quarter. But that's a big stop by Pavan, bringing up 4th and 2.
Right, and he thought Dive was going to get the job done there, probably because he had his identifier and Pavan was still moving around players. But I just noticed Pavan's dive right up the middle defense has been probably his best defense out of everything. And, hey, by the way, let me throw this out here. Volt can fake punts. He will fake a punt. Not right here. He's up 14-3 in full control. But don't ever be surprised in the rest of this tournament because you saw Bo Jackson was the up man. He will snap that ball directly to Bo Jackson if you're caught napping.
Something to put in your pocket and maybe bring out later. And I just got to throw this out too, Skimbo. I know the meta is supposed to be swinging back towards passing right now, but just pointing out that so far, with Joke 1-0 here in Group A, Voltrax looking good. There's a pass complete to Holt. It could be that the two guys who are 2-0 in Group A will combine to have thrown 0 passes to get to 2-0.
Right, absolutely. And as you see, Pavan had his tight end on a route. That time, Max Protect, 2 big plays in a row. Just taking that underneath. He stopped looking really down the field. He's trying to fit these balls into the needle. But like you said, I mean, if you kept with a Volt, he has tried to pass the ball just to have fun. But I promise you, hearing people saying the run's dead, the run's dead, the run's dead. Volt's the kind of guy, as you see this deep pass. Oh, draw. Volt's the kind of guy. Volt's the kind of guy that say, "Oh, you guys think the run's dead? Let me show you something this tournament."
A's a very tough group. B's a very tough group. Joke has the most points. Pavan has a belt. You've got obviously Volt with a belt, and Boogs is a majors mainstay.
Hey man, Boogs, that's my guy, all right? I have been in this community for 6 years, and that was my first probably friend in the whole community. I remember he picked me up at an airport in Atlanta before we even met each other. We met each other through online. We just talked through there, and I needed a ride, and he hooked me up with a ride. We haven't even met yet. He hooked me with a ride, a hotel rate. I mean, Boogs is a great player, but he's an even better dude.
Well, and Boogs and Pavan might be getting it together in our game 4 of 6 today, both in complete desperation mode. If you missed it, Boogs has already lost 22-6 to Joke. Joke and Volt will play next. Nick and Tyle have the call of that one for you. Josh Lewin, Michael Skimbo with you here. Pavan not out of it. Michael Vick running but gets decked as he gets to the 40.
If you're over mac and cheese and PB&J's, have we got good news for you. Right now, get Pizza Hut's best delivery deal. Large pizzas with up to 3 toppings for just $9.99. Available for carryout or contactless delivery at pizzahut.com.
22.
Oh, players are getting bumped.
Yeah, I mean, Volt, he sent 4 right there. That's the most pressure. Sometimes you'll see him. He likes to just rush 3 with the spy. Right there, he rushed 4 with the spy. Pavan's just really trying to fit these balls. Like I said, he's done looking for the deep. That's probably the first time he's really looked for a deep pass in a while, and he took a sack. Only lost for a yard, so it's not awful. But Pavan just needs to continue to wear out these underneath, these tight end routes. Don't get greedy because you're on a great drive right now.
He tried to go downfield early in the game, got picked twice in the first quarter. Vic hustling it out of bounds. And when you look at this roster, I mean, it's a 94 grade defense that Voltrax has put together. Spent 63% of his cap on D. Ed Reed, Deion Sanders, Denzel Ward, Lattimore, Palomalu, and then he rolls out with the Calvin Johnson golden ticket at strong safety just because.
Right, and on this 3rd and 11, you see this tight end on delay streak route from playing Volt. He really hates delay routes. We'll see if he finds him, takes the underneath.
I'll take 2. Come on.
I think he'll probably take 3 here and make it a 1-possession game. But back to what you were saying about Volt, he was the first one to introduce, like everyone knew it who played MUT and salary cap. We tried to safeguards. He was the very first one to introduce double sprinter into a lineup. If you guys don't know what I mean, if you have sprinter activated, you have +1 speed. But if you have double sprinter, your whole team gets +2 speed. And he was rocking that when he won the Madden Bowl. Now everyone saw he did that. The cap's gone up. Now just about everyone on the field has a double sprinter lineup. But this man Volt, when it comes to creating a salary cap team or something like that, he is a freaking genius. As you see him and those eyes in the background on the door. It's the first thing I saw when I looked into his room.
Those eyes are almost more expressive than Volt's eyes.
Oh my God!
Because as you've talked about, this is a guy, you talk about a game face. It's just a flat line with Volt. He lets his gameplay do the talking every single time.
I have to critique Volt real quick. Pavan got caught out of the wrong defense and ran off sides to save a timeout. Volt declined it. Why are you declining that, Volt? It makes no sense. Is he that much in control? He feels like he can decline a penalty. It would have been 1st and 5. For some reason, he declined it when Pavan came out in quarters 3 deep defense.
Huh. That is interesting. And for Pavan, who says he's been stopping the run much better lately, and if you watch his games, I think that's true. But he just happens to draw the best runner in this tournament, arguably, in Voltrax. If it's not Joke, it's got to be Voltrax.
Well, at this point in Madden, you know, I think there's only about 5 or 10 really good runners anymore. So, you know, he might have had the best run defense, but I don't think it was versus the best runners in Madden. This guy right here, this is the best runner in Madden. So if you think you have run defense, you play this guy online, and you tell me how good your run defense is.
Eli Manning, who might as well just be a paper plate because he's not going to be asked to put it in the air. He just hands it off to Bo to bring up a big 3rd and 5 here, getting ready for the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and before we go into the 4th, I just can't say how upset I am with Volt. I don't know, classy, whatever. This is a chance to add to your legacy. It wasn't an error. He came out on the wrong defense. He should have totally accepted. It would be 1st down right now.
No, he's a gentleman assassin. We'll give him that one. And right now can simply run out as much clock as possible. This is a guy that's very happy to win a game by a score like 14-6. Sticky there to get Bo Jackson to the 1st down.
You know, Josh, you asked me earlier why Bo over CJ. That's why right there. Bo Jackson has the capability of carrying people with him as he's getting tackled. CJ, he might have been tackled right there and just stopped and would have been a 4th and 4. He spent all this cap on Bo Jackson, all this. He fell forward for a couple yards to get the 1st down.
Go YouTube the video if you've never seen it of Brian Bosworth getting steamrolled by Bo Jackson in that Raiders-Seahawks Monday Night Football game way back when. And this is pretty much that coming to life here for Voltrex. I think Bo rushed for 221 yards that night, 91 of them on that 2nd quarter run to the outside, untouched down the sideline. More Bo Jackson carrying white jerseys with him as we're down to 4:10 to go.
Right, and he's not going to have 2 clock on. He's going to take all the time in the world. He's going to milk this clock right. All right, so like if you're at home, like put yourself in Volt's shoes right now. You're up 14-6. You're up 8. You've had great defense. Your run game's working. For a passer, and RG always said this about me, when you have a lead as a passer, it's hard to milk the game. When you have a run game like this, and you have the lead, it is easy to milk the game and put the nail in the coffin. And that's exactly what Volt's going to do. He's going to run, obviously. And once he gets in field goal range, he'll kick his 3 and just end it.
Again, when you've got that Bo Jackson card, when you've got this offensive line, when you've got that stick work, yeah, just keep on milking. And, you know, even in the NFL today, even though it's a pass-happy league, Skimbo, you know, the 49ers beat Green Bay to get to the Super Bowl with 39 run plays. And what was it, 8 passes from Jimmy Garoppolo that whole game? It happens in the NFL, too.
It happens. Maybe not up to this rate, but it definitely happens close to it at times. But if you're Pavan right here, if you're rooting for Pavan, you really want to see him dig deep right here. Your run D hasn't been awful. You know, he's finally figured out how to stop the stretch, but this Bo Jackson's been a monster. He might have to pull a Noah up next if you watch the Draft Champions and click on and do a hit stick and just pray this ball comes out.
Jackson able to elbow his way forward. That's 175 yards. Couple of touchdowns for Bo Jackson. Again, the only other touchdown in the tournament so far. We saw a great Gale Sayers run from Joke in game 1 today.
Right, and I'm just going to say it right now. If you play Madden, if you're a regular at home that doesn't understand, a 1st down right here wins the game. Like, he might have timeouts, but the field goal, the percentages, for the most part, guys, this is it. He's got to stop him. He cannot give up a 1st down. And even if Volt gets to about the 42, that's field goal range. You can't give up another yard.
He could probably still make
well, there's
this.
about 3 more. And we're down to 2:20 to go. A huge 3rd and 4. Pavan must make a stop, if not rip that ball away right now. Oh, the field goal team is on.
No. It's smart because I love doing this too. Volt, he knows 2-minute warning's coming. He's going to check the wind on a 3rd down so he knows exactly how many more yards he needs. That's just next level. A lot of people sleep on it and think, oh, why is he doing his field goal range? No, if you're a top Madden player, you understand exactly why, because he wants to see the field goal. So now he knows he can't lose any yards because he has a -2, about -4 win against him going to the side. He has to gain yards here. He can't lose any yards.
Let's go. Come on.
Oh. Well, he lost just a little right there to make it a little tougher. But you made a point earlier about getting that Zane Gonzalez card.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He won't get it. The
right.
win's against you. He stopped him. It's dead. This is dead. He's going to punt the ball. Pavan has a chance to drive down the field and tie this game and go into overtime. Oh, my God. Bo Jackson's faking it.
For earlier. You called it earlier. You got it. The Bo Jackson carry on the fake and that should seal it here for
Oh, good
Volterax.
stuff, man. I should have came out in 3D.
He's going to catch you napping, and he really going to put you to sleep, baby. Oh, my goodness. Volt is a man. I mean, I can't believe what I just saw. He's playing great defense.
That's on me.
He just
That's
said,
on me.
why not? Let me end this game. I'm about to lose my voice on that one call.
Some fourth quarter hocus pocus from Volterax, a guy that looks like he doesn't care. But believe it, he does, and he's about to bring down Pavan.
I'm done, Josh. This man's crazy, dude. He's awesome. He's smart. He's got risk in him. He's a gambler. This is what it takes to be a top Madden player. Sometimes you just got to let it drop. You just got to do stuff like that to win a game. And he saw what he liked, and he called it. He told his special team, I like what I see. Let's fake it, and let's get this with my best player.
Yeah, let's not sleep on that weapons-grade intelligence that Volt has, as well as the stick work and the great run game. And the guy that was so good in the clubs and went all the way through, won himself a belt. Could we finally have, I know it's way early in this tournament, Skimbo, could we finally have 2 belts to one guy in one season? I mean, Volt, if he keeps running the ball like this and has this kind of defense, it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but like you said, it is super early to start talking like that, in my opinion, which really, we're getting kind of caught up in the moment, right? Where it's the Madden Bowl. This is the first group. We're all excited. Well, let's get ready when we see these players tomorrow. We got belt winners tomorrow. We got belt winners the next day. You know, tomorrow our opinions might change, but yes, he does have a chance. He looks very powerful in this first game.
And Pavan, who played in desperation last weekend, needed to go 3-0 in the LCQ, and he did that. He's going to be Audi 5000, my friend, here in about 20 seconds, because Volterax, with those 2 big interceptions early and the 2 great touchdown runs from Bo Jackson, and then the fake punt that you called early. Now, why are you sighing here? You don't like the field goal?
I guess he has to, because it's 4th and 1. But man, I've seen Snickers maybe moment of the year be a blocked field goal and change a lot of season for some people. But it was 4th and 1. I guess I don't blame him, because it would still been a 1-possession game.
And you got to fluff up your net point differential when you get the chance, right? Because remember, we're playing essentially a round-robin day here today. Those 3 points could make a difference later.
Absolutely. When you're up 2 possessions, absolutely kick a field goal. But if you're only up 1 possession, I mean, and you don't have to kick a field goal and you could clock it, which he had to kick a field goal there, you absolutely clock it and end it.
Michael Vick swerving upfield, but this one is all but done. Volterax, the only question is, will he smile? Did you officially bet that 1,000 with user? I can't remember, but
I'll find out when he gets back on the air.
At 17-6, Volterax is going to take care of Pavan here. And that is your final score. So Joke is 1-0 here in Group A. Volt is 1-0 in Group A. The runners are running the table at this point. And Pavan now is going to drop to 0-1. Boogs is desperate as well. Those guys will meet later. Your final thoughts on this one, Skimbo?
Final thought is Volt is picking up right where he left off. He's putting people on highlights. He's like Michael Jordan putting people on a poster right now. He is putting people on a highlight. The last thing you want is to have your name next to it.
An 11-point win. James and User are standing by at the virtual caster's desk.
Josh Lewin, Michael Skimbo, thank you so much. James Coe here with you, joined alongside by one great user. And user, I think Skimbo put it best. When I take a look at Volt, we're talking about a dude who is putting guys on virtual posters right now. Sometimes you will be lucky to maybe see one jaw-dropping play a season from a guy. Volt, in that one game against a world-class player in Pavan, gave us 3 jaw-dropping plays.
Oh, yeah, you know, I'm over here watching the game, and I'm getting text messages all through the game. Hey, I thought you said the run was dead. I thought you said the run defense. I said, look, man, these guys out here with no quarterback. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't come at me. You looking at some of the best run stick you'll ever see. And you know, I'm not about to sit here and keep sitting here slurping Volt, but, you know, Skimbo did a pretty good job of that. He's obviously the best runner that we got in the Madden Bowl right now.
Can we talk about what we saw from Pavan? I thought originally his defense, especially, stopping that halfback dive, was actually really good. Now, Volt was able to kind of get away, found a little bit of rhythm with that stretch, but ultimately, I go back to it. There are some positives to take away from Pavan's run defense in this ball game.
Well, see, what happened is Volt took him through the Oakland tour. And if anybody knows, man, y'all know what the Oakland tour is, man. We're going to go through every formation to see if he got run defense for every formation. So the first drive, he came out with the wing, with the, a two-back weak close, and, he got stopped. And then when he came out the second drive, he said, let me test his wing flex close defense. Wing flex close was the first offense that Joke ran at the beginning of the year when he played with the Eagles. And so it's not like we haven't seen this. And sometimes you got to bring out an old recycled offense where somebody done forgot about it. And that's what Volt did. He brought out that wing flex close in the first play. He got about 7 yards to the left on the stretch. He was like, uh-oh. It could have been crib. That could have been something. And then Volt saw it. Pavan saw it. He was like, I didn't like that. Volt said, I ain't going to give it to him just yet. He waited, ran a couple more plays, got the first. He said, all right, it's time to give it to him again. Let's see if he can stop that wing flex close. Took that wing flex close to the left, straight to the crib.
All right. I mean, you're talking about some of the defensive stick work there from Pavan, the run stick for Volt as well. But again, he stopped the halfback dive, did Pavan, but ultimately it was the halfback stretch that was able to kind of bang on him. But break down this first TD run, user.
This is the wing flex close. As you can see, he saw the numbers. He saw the play before. He already liked it. And this is that human joystick. He had no chance in the open field with that human joystick. Volt just got Pavan out here looking silly, just spinning around on a pirouette. As you can see, Volt again coming out here. As you can see, Volt again, man, just showing some of the immaculate stick work that he has. Hitting him with the big spin. If y'all don't know what that is, that's both triggers spinning inside. He had Pavan on skates all day out there.
I mean, again, it's incredible stick work. Those are two plays where you're like, wow, that is incredible. But and again, I go back to when you take on these two competitors, and when you talk about anyone who's in the Madden Bowl, you're just playing elite players at every stage. So if you get one great play like that in a tournament, that's great. If you get two in an entire tournament, that's awesome. He got 3 jaw-dropping plays in one game. That is next-level stuff from Volterax, and I am very impressed by what I saw here today. Again, I want to kind of sort of touch on what we saw from Volterax. We saw him at the club championship. Is this a guy, user, and I know it's very early in the tournament, but the quiet confidence from Volt is, I think, well justified. I just wonder who can stop this man.
Yeah, quiet confidence. You hear Skimbo talking about he making the bet that Volt don't listen. I ain't taking that bet. I know Volt ain't gonna say nothing. Volt ain't a guy that talk. He does his work on the virtual gridiron, man. And yes, this is his mode that he won on, salary cap. So, and he just beat Pavan. Pavan is arguably one of the hottest guys right now, and he just beat him convincingly. It wasn't like it was like, oh, he lucked up. No, he played great defense and he ran the ball. And it's not like Pavan didn't know that he didn't have a quarterback. Pavan knew he was coming out here running the ball. Pavan prepared just like all you guys sit at home and prepare and think you're ready for it. But trust and believe. It's a difference when you sit in front of that hot seat. It's a difference when you're playing the belt winner. And this is one of the Volt's mode that he won on already. He has to be one of the favorites.
Volt is absolutely ready. 2 games in the books. Let's take a look at the updated standings here. Joke with a big-time defeat of Users Guy Bugs jumps out because of point differential. 22-6 was that game there. Volterax beating Pavan in the match that you just saw. Now improves to 1-0. 17-6 was the game there. So Joke is the #1 seed coming into the tournament, is now the #1 seed in this group as well. He is standing by with our Evan Rayner.